the Duke also held many important roles behind closed palace doors. His way of thinking instrumental in keeping the monarchy afloat.
Here to tell us more is royal historian Dr. Ed Owens from Paris. He was definitely old school in many ways, sir, but you say one of the Duke's most enduring legacies was his ability to modernise the royal family. How so?
Absolutely, I think, and here we need to contextualise a little bit. He was born into a world that had been shattered by war. The First World War was a royal train crash for monarchies. Three of the big European monarchies collapsed. Then the Greek monarchy, to which he belonged, collapses. He's in exile, and he becomes very sensitive to the fact that monarchies only survive so long as they hold public support. And he worked continuously as a British royal to make sure that there was a strong relationship between the monarchy and the British public. And he wanted to close the gap between the royals and ordinary people.
So, Doctor, in context then, as a historian, where would you put the recent times, the most turbulent times, obviously, with the immediate family, in context of what's happened in his life?
I would say it's a significant moment, what we've recently witnessed, both with Mexit, but also the Oprah interview. But at the same time, you know, Philip's life was full of trials and tribulations in terms of what was going on inside the monarchy. They were sort of firefighting every couple of years to keep the monarchy going, to ensure that it was a really, really popular thing. If we can think back to when he becomes Prince Consort to Queen Elizabeth II, you know, that was an unexpected turn of events. George VI dies early, and overnight he has become the sort of second in command to his wife. And in that role, you know, he's thinking, how am I going to transform this position into something meaningful? The first major job that he's given is as chairman of the Coronation Committee. And it's because of Philip that the world gets to participate in the coronation on 2nd of June 1953. He advocated for the use of television, which let viewers not only participate within Britain, but also around the world.
Fascinating to hear you put it in these terms. He, of course, exuded confidence in public life and during photo calls and whatnot, but you say the Duke was actually quite sensitive to the media, even though he kind of invited it in, as you've just explained. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, sure. So he once said it's probably better not to be too popular. That way you don't have so far to fall when things go wrong. But this was a man that was very conscious of public relations and the need to maintain good relations with the public. He was very likable, very affable, very direct, very down to earth. These were sort of trademark sort of characteristics from the 1940s that stayed with him throughout the rest of his life. Just one more example for you. In 1969, we have the fly-on-the-wall documentary, The Royal Family. For the first time, British television audiences are given behind-the-scenes glimpses of what life is like behind closed palace doors. Again, Philip was instrumental in getting that documentary made. He knew the royal family had to humanise if it was to make itself more accessible to the British public. So here is a figure who is very sensitive to the need to maintain a public image, using new forms of mass media to engage with the audiences of mass media.
What would he have thought about the Crown?
I'm sure he was aware of it. I think his portrayal in that particular documentary isn't particularly kind. He comes across as quite a ruthless figure, but nevertheless, you do see the side of him as quite a sort of he's scheming, and he is also very conscious of how the monarchy is received as a public institution. And I think that it was very much the case in reality as well.
Great to talk to you, Doctor. Stay safe in Paris. We appreciate your time.